back to my channel, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming back and checking me out. But if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.
My whole life has changed since you came in. I knew back then you were that special one. I'm so in love, so deep in love. My whole life has changed since you came in. I knew back.
Alright, so this video is really important to me because I myself go through a lot as a woman, especially a woman being in business, you know, trying to balance the 9 to 5 with trying to be an entrepreneur, and then relationships, friendships, and things like that. And it's really hard. And not only that, with social media these days, it makes it really hard, you know, to stay focused on yourself and to just do the things that you need to do. And then we have like hardships and things like that that starts to make us depressed, you know. And some people don't know that they're going through depression until either they hit a rock bottom where it's like, oh my god, this has to be a depression, or they come out of it and it was like, damn, I went through depression, you know what I mean? So this is just about taking back control of your life and understanding that everybody is going through something, and some people may not talk about it, but a lot of people are battling the same type of, you know, problems in their life, going through the same type of issues, the same struggles. It's just not a lot of people that will talk about it. So this is just to give you a few steps, a few tips to help you get through, you know, certain things that you may be going through in order to get back to yourself, to be a better you. And you know how that quote goes, imagine your highest self and then start showing that as her. Because you're watching this video, you clearly are understanding that you need a little help. You can use a little some steps to help you moving forward, and you may be at a point in your life where you're struggling, and that's okay. Understanding what you're going through and, you know, realizing that you need some assistance, or that you are going through a struggle, or you're not yourself, that's the first step. Because so many people live in denial, like, oh, I'm cool, you know, they don't listen to their body, and they don't understand that something's wrong. And not understanding that something is wrong will cause you to stay in that place for a very long time before you're able to get into a new space, or to, you know, start working on yourself. What I've realized in my life is that you have to understand that today is the only day that you can worry about. You cannot hold yourself, you know, hostage in that mind state, like, oh, I'm not getting everything done that I was supposed to be getting done by this time. You know, you keep on blaming yourself for stuff that has happened in the past, or things that are happening to you. Your struggles are things that are supposed to be in place to make you stronger, to help you in the future, and to understand that, you know, life is not easy. You know what I mean? Stuff is going to happen. Everybody, just because you see what people, like, everything that's good in their life, just like you might take a picture every time you're in a good space, every time you're in a place where you're having fun. People don't monitor their struggles. They don't broadcast the things that they're going through, but understand they are going through them. So, you know, you need to understand that you only can take charge of today. As long as you understand today, I'm going to make a difference. I'm not going to worry about what happened yesterday, because there's nothing I can do about yesterday. Understand you can't control tomorrow, because something might happen today that may affect tomorrow. So sometimes it's good to have goals. We all have goals, and it's good to have those goals in place so that you can be working towards something. Because if you're not working towards anything, then, you know, you're in the way, basically. You know, you're not going to get anything accomplished because you don't have anything that you're working towards. You're just going to live in a certain space where you're like, everything is fun, or I don't have to worry about saving money, or I don't have to worry about this, because you have, you know, you got to understand you have obligations, and you have places that you need to get to so that you can level up in your life. Nothing wrong with being hard on yourself, but sometimes, like myself, I'm too hard on myself. Like, I put myself in depression sometimes where I'm like, oh my god, I didn't get this done, I'm not at this place where I want to be, maybe I should quit doing this. Or it's really hard, you know, trying to be an entrepreneur and still work. Because if you're somebody like me, you still have bills that come every single month. It's not like you can say, oh, I'm just going to quit my job and I'm going to do this 100%, because you get caught up in the fear, which, you know, it's not really just fear, it's trying to be responsible. So there's a difference between being scared to take chances and still being smart about it. Because there's certain ways to get things done when you want to get them done, you know, and still work. Like, you know, people say it's just your time is just a little bit more limited. I think time also makes us a little depressed, we think about like we don't have time to do this, we don't have time to do that. You just have to manage your time a little better. Like, you know, sometimes I write down, I'll set aside like, oh, I'm going to do 2 hours for computer work. I'm going to take 2 hours for editing. I'm going to take an hour to make a video for YouTube, because these are the type of things that I want to get done. So it's just putting yourself in a better way of managing your life so that you can get things done. If you're in a place right now where you feel like you're at your worst, you're at the bottom, all these bills are piling up, you know, you lost your job, you know, all you have to do is think about, this is God letting you feel the ground beneath your feet, or whatever you believe in. You know, it's just a time that you have to take and sit down and meditate on the things that you need to get done, and just get them done, because if you understand, when you hit the bottom, there's nowhere to go but up, you know. So it's not always a bad thing. Everything happens for a reason. It's people that lose their job, and next thing you know, they millionaires on online services, or, you know, whatever you might want to do besides that. You can open up a daycare. You know, when you go through things in your life, it's supposed to give you that push, and that's why you can never stop pushing. It's never a time where you should be like, you know, get so down on yourself, because you have to not compare yourself to anybody else. Your journey is your journey, and you know, everybody that's going through, that are successful, have been through a lot of failures. That's one of my faults, is that I'm not scared to jump into a business. But sometimes you have to be mindful and research these businesses that you want to get in. But ultimately, doing anything in life starts with you. So I feel like if you are not happy, if you're not in a comfortable place in your life, if you're not, you know, working on yourself, if you're not healthy, if you're not, all of those type of things will hinder you from being a successful person all around. Because once you start working on yourself, everything just starts falling into place. You start, like, when you're in a bad space, you might start starting bad eating habits, or you might start, you know, falling off with getting your hair done or your nails done, or, you know, and those things are minimal. But I'm just saying, like, as far as taking care of yourself, you start not getting dressed like you used to, and all of those type of things, you start messing up your confidence in regards to how you show up as far as business, as far as going out and networking. You don't want to go out anymore because you're losing your confidence in yourself. Another thing is, make sure everybody around you has your best intentions in mind. If they don't have your best intentions in mind, you need to stop being so worried about losing them. Losing people sometimes are the best way of, you know, gaining yourself back, being who you are before all of these negative vibes, all of this negative information people always call you with, all of the gossip, all of the bullshit. I've been there in a place where I felt like I just wanted to be alone, because I had so many people around me in my ear that I felt like were trying to bring me down, whereas though I felt like I wasn't myself anymore. I was always this tense person. I was always mad or angry or wanting to go out and be a bitch or fight, you know what I mean? And I'm not that person. Honestly, in my life, I like peace. When you start eliminating where the sources of the problems are coming from, you're gonna, you know, be in a better space. You're gonna be more at peace with yourself. You know, so I think that's really important. As a woman, the people that are around you should be rooting for you. They should be supportive. They should be, you know, loving. If it's a man in your life that's bringing you down, you need to let him go. And this is one of the hardest things to do. But sometimes you find one root of the problem, and then that one root will have all these stems coming off of it. And all of those stems are more problems. Like, you got problems with other females because of this man. You start being down on yourself because of this person is bringing you down, because of the things they say to you. They may call you names, or they may treat you wrong, and all of a sudden you're becoming insecure within yourself. And, you know, you may have a friend that's just very negative. She may be, you know, just always bringing you drama, always telling you the bad things about what people are saying about you, or never supporting your dreams. This person, you may have had a business for 10 years. This person never bought anything from you, never went to any of your, you know, events that you're having. You need to let these people go, because you cannot be who you're supposed to be if you are not surrounded with love and positivity, and you can't can't get things done how you want to get them done if you're always in a bad space, because sometimes emotional distractions can basically paralyze your success because of the fact that you can't get to that next place because you're an emotional person. And when you're emotional and you're going through things, you don't want to get other things done because you want to sit in that space and be depressed or be upset or be angry, or you're using all of the energy that you could be using to get somewhere else into trying to fix problems that you didn't even bring to yourself. So another thing I want to mention as a woman is it's very important to take days to yourself, to get to know your body, to get to know who you are. You don't always need people around you. You don't always need a man with you. You need to understand who you are as a person. Take time to meditate, work on yourself. Like me right now, I'm going through this thing where, like, don't get me wrong, I love my makeup, I love my weaves and all of that, but I'm going through this, like, I don't want to say I'm going through this, I'm just working on myself. Like, every Sunday I have a wash regimen for my hair. I'm doing like a hair treatment and things like that, and it makes me feel good because I'm taking care of myself. I take time to read more, and I try to make a YouTube video or two. But also, not just that, I just relax my mind. I wash clothes. I clean my house, because all of these type of things, like having a clean house, washing your clothes, and you just feel like, you approach the week better, you approach life better because you're feeling better about yourself, you're taking care of yourself, you feel good, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's really important to take care of yourself as a woman, and also getting to know yourself, being at peace while you're by yourself. If you can't come home and be comfortable, if you come home to a tense environment, or you come home and you have problems in your household, that's a problem. You need to address it. Another thing I feel like as women, sometimes we feel as though we can't talk through things. Like, we can't, and men too. Like, I feel like communication is so important. And, the type of person that I am, I have to get it out. I'm one of them people that just has to say what I have to say. And I know sometimes I don't convey it the way that I should, or the way that would be most beneficial for the situation, but I just say it, and it's just like I get it out and I feel better about it because I'm just being honest with myself. I like to give people the purest version of me and never apologize for it, because I feel like if a person knows you, they know your heart, they know where you're coming from. It's not a bad place. And it's really important that you don't bottle things in, because in my past, sometimes when I felt the way, I would just ignore it, or I would just cut it completely off. Like, I'm one of them people that if you do something crazy to me, well, this is how I used to handle things, and it's not a good thing. And that's why I'm telling you to communicate. Anything you feel with any adult, any person in your life, you should be able to talk about it, because if you hold it in, you're just holding in all these feelings and emotions, and when you explode, a person like, oh, that's how you felt the whole time, or it's just like, wow, like, you're just now telling me all of this. This could have been a small issue and you made it into a big one. And I've been that person. Like, I've literally gone through stuff with people sometimes, and I would just cut them off. Like, I wouldn't, it could be kind of small to them, but I think so much that a small thing means a lot for me. Like, it tells me a lot about your character. It tells me who you are as a person. It tells me your loyalty. Like, I'm a very deep thinker. But as I've gotten older, I've learned that, you just need to talk about stuff. Everybody is not out to get you. Everybody is not coming from a bad place when they do certain things. And everybody doesn't think like you. So what you might think is terrible, they might have thought it wasn't so bad. They don't know that you felt that way. So I just feel like it's important to just tell people how you feel, and you feel better, like you feel lighter, because you're not carrying around so much tenseness, so much mad vibes and bad vibes. You're just letting it out, and it is what it is. Once you talk through it, a person can be upset with you, but at least you're honest, you know what I mean? And you're giving them the rawest form of you. Another thing is, I think it's important to be confident. When you want people to take your word for things, and to you might be wanting to be a business owner, things like that. It's so important to be confident. A person is not going to respect or buy anything from a person they don't believe is the expert of what they're talking about. They don't know anything, or they don't have the confidence to really convey what they want to push push out into the world. So it's so important to be confident in who you are. Understand that you're the only person that can be you. So you may not can be that model, you may not can be that, video vixen, or you may not have it in you to be, a size 2 or whatever demons you're fighting. You have to understand that God made you who you are, and you can't compare yourself to anybody else. And understand that who you are is important. You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're smart. And I'm not just saying that, I'm serious, because it's so many things that we have to worry about as women, comparing ourselves to each other, always being in competition, when really we could just all come together, because we're all beautiful in our own way, and we bring so much to the table. And as one, we can be more impactful than just always trying to be butting heads. It's really important to stop apologizing for who you are. Be confident in who you are. If it's something that you want to change it. Do not ever be that person that is so procrastinating. You procrastinate so much that every time you speak, no one believes you. Don't be that person. You want something done, do it. I think that making change in your life comes with just starting. So many people are so caught up in how to do something. They ask everybody. You ask this person how to do this, you ask this person what to do with that. Just do it yourself. If you start pushing yourself to actually start something, you will push yourself to research that thing. You'll start being obsessed with it. Anything that you want, you have to become obsessed. Like me with YouTube, I literally watch it on TV. I put it on my TV so I can watch videos big. I just research stuff on Google, top trending videos. I watch all types of shit. You know what I mean? You just have to become obsessed with it. I think if you want to look your best and you want to bring your best to the world, be obsessed with the gym. You know what I mean? Be obsessed with food to change your eating habits. Be obsessed with skincare routines, because you don't want to be out with acne all over your face. Just get obsessed and become more of you, more of yourself. To see your natural beauty just shine through, and to see your how far you can push your body to be how nice it can be, and to push yourself into the thought process of being the highest esteem of yourself. That's a beautiful thing, and I want to achieve that. I fight insecurities too. I never even thought I had insecurities until certain things about myself I be just noticing. I wish I could critique that a little bit. And it's awful to think like that, but it's just so many different things in the world that you start paying attention to yourself more and start criticizing every little thing about yourself. When you really don't need to do that. You really should just be who you are and understand that God made you for who you are. God made you how you are, and you just should be the best of who you are. Not changing crazy stuff about yourself, but just trying to be more healthy, more into who you are, who you're becoming, and appreciate who you are. Love yourself to death. I think we get so lost in how people treat us or things that we go through that it starts dampening our spirits towards who you are, and you start losing yourself. And really, we're not chasing, I'm not chasing the idea of having all the money in the world. And I don't think that anybody is. We're really chasing happiness and the freedom to live on our own means, just to live how we want. Nobody wants to go punch a clock for somebody else. I mean, it's some people in the world that were meant to just do that, just to be the best worker. But me myself, I believe that I'm meant to be an entrepreneur. It's just, I'm just figuring out how to get there. Sometimes I tell myself I'm in over my head. You know what I mean? I tell myself you invested so much, you should be a millionaire by now. But I have to also understand that all these failures have been the roadmap, not even failures, but just, letdowns have been the roadmap to my success. And at one point, I'm going to have this shit so figured out that's going to be crazy, and my growth is going to be exponential. You have to keep that type of mindset, because the world can really break you down, but it also can bust out a dynamic. So you just have to understand, stay hungry, understand that everything that you're going through is meant for you. You have to understand everything that you go through, you can use as a platform to speak to, as a platform to make you better, as a platform to grab a new audience, to support your vision. And as a woman, if you don't take nothing else from this video, I want you to understand you should have supreme confidence in who you are today, because no one is you, no one can be you, and you cannot move forward and be a successful person without supreme confidence. You know what I mean? Anything that you want to do, like I said, you become obsessed, you can become the master of that market. It's all about researching where you can position yourself into that market by seeing what's missing, what struggles are people going through that you can maybe approach in a different manner. It's always a different way of approaching things in order to position yourself into a different realm of people and audience where you can master that type of market. So approaching every day with a positive attitude. Take time for yourself. At least one day a week you need to keep that for yourself, and then just work on yourself. Write down 5 things that you want to get done as far as a self-reflecting type of activity. Like, me, I want to lose a couple pounds, but that's like a battle, and it's like every day I try to make more healthier decisions in regards to buying food, but then I'm going to have them days where I'm going to fuck some food up, okay? It is what it is, and you can't hold yourself so far accountable where you can't have mess-ups, because you're a human being. And at the end of the day, it's not even about mess-ups, it's just living your life. We get one life at the end of the day. You get one time to do this shit. If you live your life so strict, whereas though you're not breathing, you holding yourself so wound up and uptight, and you're not living because you're worrying about what you did wrong or how you messed up yesterday, or you blaming yourself for a relationship that didn't work, or you keep holding yourself down because you messed up a job that didn't work. Oh well. It's so important to be grounded in some type of faith, because when the whole world is turning their back on you, God gonna be right there. And understand, you cannot get through this world alone. As much as you want to keep all your problems to yourself, all your issues to yourself, all your shortcomings, your true friends, your true family, the people that you're closest to will not judge you. And if they do judge you, then those are not the people that should be around you. But your tight circle, they're going to be the ones that support you, to give you a shoulder to lean on, a word of wisdom, a word of guidance. Like, I'm always giving my friends words of advice, because even if I'm not living it myself, even if I'm going through something myself, I'm still going to give them the most genuine pieces of advice, because if I'm going through something, I never want to see other people go through it. I always want my friends to be happy. And sometimes I feel like some of my friends go through things and they don't want to talk about it. And I understand, because I've been there. You don't want to have to worry about somebody judging you or talking about your shortcomings and when you're in your absence. But understand that 2 heads are always better than one. And even if you're in a relationship, if your partner doesn't know what's going on with you, how can they help you? You should always feel comfortable having a conversation about what you're going through with the person that you love, or the people that you love, your friends. So, be open and honest about what's going on with you, so that you can have people to help you. It's so hard to cry on the inside because nobody can hear you, nobody can help you. So, that's all I gotta say about this. I hope that you can take some of these things that I've told you and apply them to your life. I know they're not big things, and I know that they may not be like, oh, this is gonna change your life. But these type of things are sometimes you just need to hear it. You know how you know things, but then when you hear it from somebody else, it makes a lot more sense when I'm telling you. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think. But this year, before we go into 2020, I want you to take your life, wherever you are in your life, take back the control and never let the devil hold you down. Never let these struggles or these shortcomings hold you back from the potential that you have to be everything that you can be, because, if you're in your 20s like me, you are just getting started. You got a long life ahead of you. You're going to fuck up. Understand that you're going to fuck up. And sometimes the fuck up seems so bad that you feel like you can't even go into tomorrow. And I've been there. You feel like you can't call your family because they don't have nothing to help you with. They don't have nothing but to talk down on you and to see and, you know, to point out your failures. But when you're in a place where you want to take chances, you don't want to live average, you don't want to be the person that your family, you don't want to be that person struggling in the long run, or, you know, in a place where they're just living average, you're going to take big chances, and sometimes you're going to take big ass losses to the point where you're like, how the fuck am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to get my hair done? And even though that might seem like a small thing, those small things, I mean, they're not small things, because as a woman, you want to be able to hold your fork down without anybody, as an especially if you're an independent woman like me. But understand that every time you push through those hardships, every time you sit down at the drawing board and say, oh shit, this is how I can make that money back real quick, that money's going to come, because God knows that you're working for it, so he's going to position you for it to all work out for you. So just understand that as long as you push forward and you never let it get over and take over your life, you're going to get through all those hardships, and at the end of the tunnel there is light. And you know, you will manifest your destiny, you will be successful, and I'm speaking it into your life. So I hope you can take something from this video. You know, don't worry about what anybody else is talking about. One of the biggest things I had to realize in my life is I don't give a fuck. You know, people gonna judge you for anything. Anything that you do in your life, they may judge you just because they can't do it. They don't have the means to get it done. They don't have the thought process to take them to a place where you've already taken yourself. They don't have the confidence to, you know, apply themselves to a business, or to put a business out there into the world and not give a fuck if people want to support it or not, or even having the supreme confidence where you know people are going to support it. Some people have hidden agendas in their mind where they feel like they can break you down just because they can never get up there to where you are. I really hope this video puts you in a good space where you want to just, you know, change everything that's wrong and put yourself in a better position to approach the world with the best you. Understanding that you can only be the best version of you. You cannot be anybody else.